Thank you for joining us. I'm Bill Jasper, senior editor of the New American Magazine, and we are fortunate today to have Pastor Paweł Chojecki, who is the leader of Go Against the Tide in Poland. It is a Christian freedom movement, and we welcome you here to the United States, Paweł.
Thank you. I'm very pleasant to be here.
Well, we're happy to have you, and you have been speaking out here on a lot of different topics. There are several things I wanted to ask you about. The first is, in Poland today, we have seen, as in most of the other countries of Europe, that we're behind the Iron Curtain. There is a decommunization movement or effort ongoing. After World War II, we had a denazification program to wipe out the influence of Nazism. But it hasn't been quite so successful in terms of the decommunization effort. So what is the status today of the Communist Party and those communist officials who operated throughout Poland and oppressed the people during the years of communism?
I think the so-called fall of the communism in late 80s was a fraud. The agreement, Round Table Accord is the name of this agreement in Poland. It was a way to take communists in power in the so-called free Poland. So there was none decommunization process in Poland. There was some in East Germany, then there was in Czechoslovakia in this time and in Czech Republic, but in Poland there is none of that. So all these communists came to new Swedes and they pretend to be democratic, republican, even politicians. And they not only operate in politics area, but in media area. Main TV station, private TV station is connected with these communist roots. They have a judiciary system totally controlled by communists. There was last year a probe to a move to change it, and in the last stage of these changes, President Duda, which pretend to be conservative and patriotic, vetoed this bill. So the communists are in our courts still. So there is non-decommunization. There is a little some out on the surface. There is some changes, but the root of the system of communist system is still exists in all dimensions of our society, even in the Catholic bishops, because Catholicism is the main religion in Poland, and there is none the process of decommunization among them. So they still, in the large, they helped communists to have power in Poland.
So after World War II, the denazification program, anyone who had anything to do with the communist or the Nazi regime, who collaborated with it, were sought out and were expunged or were put on trial or whatnot. We haven't seen any of that in Poland, right?
No.
And so, for instance, General Jaruzelski, where is he now? He was the communist dictator
yes,
for many years.
He died during this time, but with he was not sentenced for nothing. Nothing. They have very good health care in a government hospital, and his funeral was with honors and so on. So he is still the general of the Polish army. So there was no punishment for these murders from communist times.
And we saw no outcry from the United States or from the European Union or any of the other so-called champions of human rights to have these people brought to trial, correct?
Yes.
And so we had, during the communist era, the communist total state in charge of the military, the police, the executive, the legislative, the judicial, and all of the commercial enterprises as well. Everything was owned by the state and under communist control. And correct me if I'm wrong, but in Poland, as in most of these other communist states, the private, what has been called privatization, we've actually seen the assets, all of the big companies, energy and whatnot, privatized by giving it to former communist officials.
Yes, of course. There was some scandals that for $1 they can buy a factory, and it's allowed only to these communist agents. It's so-called nomenclatura. But ordinary people, it was not allowed to buy some businesses after the communist times.
So we have this phenomenon, do we not, of these communist leaders, former communist leaders, now becoming instant millionaires and billionaires, and they are presented in the West as being entrepreneurs, as businessmen, when really they are still commissars in with more expensive tastes now.
Yes, of course.
So is there an effort in Poland? You are the founder of Go Against the Tide, correct? And that is doing what as with regard to this area of exposing that?
We start a daily TV program on YouTube channel because it is almost without of money. It's easy to do that, and we start to inform people about the current situation in a straight way, not with sophisticated words and difficult language, but we talk to ordinary people, and we add the Christian Bible perspective on such matters. It is something strange in Poland because many this media journalists and commentators tells a lot of strange thing and not going to the core of the issue. And the Bible perspective was very freshing the minds of Polish people. So now I think there is a big movement in Poland, youth people and not only, to start to, we want the truth in all aspects of our society, in politics of course, but in the church and in the culture. So I think that we are in a good move to achieve new conscience of our nation. So the battlefield is not in the capital, but in your mind. So we start to inform, to preach every day. And I think that there will be, maybe not in months, but in few years, there will be a big fruit of this movement and this activity.
Well, we wish you all the best in that, and
Thank you.
going to see if we can have you on again for a follow-up episode on this, and we'll go into some other aspects of what's happening in Poland.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you for joining us, and we will get Pastor Paweł Chojecki back here again. Thank you.